All right, welcome back every two Cities Skylines. This is Alamo Springs. I'm going to be doing more of a traditional kind of playthrough today. We're just going to be doing some kind of cleanup stuff. This is episode 4 now, I believe. We are getting into morning rush hour, so I just kind of want to show you the traffic that we have in here. It's nothing too bad. Like, yeah, there's some red and stuff, but I mean, I just need to work on timing these lights a little bit better. Like, we need to get some more cars going through here and just kind of working on routing and stuff through the city. But in general, this may look bad. I mean, it's red, but I mean, traffic moves and traffic is getting around, which is always good. I mean, that's a good thing. And eventually, as we get through the morning rush hour, because I don't remember the name of the mod now, but I do have that mod to give you realistic time, and then it gives you realistic traffic jams in the morning and the evening when people are leaving to work and going home from work and whatnot. So it does put a massive amount of traffic on your road. But in general, if we kind of come over here, this bridge is failing a little bit, but this road, so this is our main industry area, is doing pretty good. There's a lot of industry in here, and there's multiples of like these buildings and stuff. They're doing pretty well. Now, something I was going to show is I went to record this area to add to the last part of the last video, and it did not record. I hit the button to stop the recording, and it said recording started. So I was like, okay. But anyway, so we built this little road here that's kind of a bypass around the city. It connects into this road, so this road more or less splits off into two. Becomes another highway that comes down. I built this that goes across this train track and this little rail yard or the storage yard or whatever you want to call it there, and then comes back down. Now to connect into this road, it just has a connector road that goes back, and then I kind of built the grid that's going to be coming off of this road. So as we're going to bring this road down, and then the grid's going to kind of connect and grid this new part of the grid over here is going to be based off of this road. So I think it already looks pretty good. This is coming straight through, so I don't really have a story for that or why that is. I think it just looks good. Anything could happen there. And then we have some of these roads here. I think I might delete these. I'm not 100% yet, but it's kind of trying to make it look like the railroad came in after and expanded in here after this grid was already here. Like if you look over here, the grid's not fully connected. I think it looked pretty good. I may go back and connect it, or I may change it up, but I think for now it looks good. As you can see, the traffic is picking up a little bit in this area, but traffic lights, turn lanes, they all really do help with traffic. Like this could definitely use a time traffic light and a turn lane, but we're gonna redo this bridge maybe in this episode, but I'm not sure. So a couple of little cleanup things. So where this connects into here, we need to do a couple things. We need to make sure that this is a stop sign, and then we're going to add some slip lanes in. So we're going to go to the highway tab, and we're going to go into here. So let's see, do we want to go from this node? All right, for this one, we'll go from this node. We're going to turn off the bending. We're going to do Control A to get anarchy. Okay, so that's our first slip lane. Now our second one, I think, is going to come into here. It's going to kind of meet up on this curve, and we have a good amount of space, so I think it's going to look pretty good if we do that. Yeah, we can clean all this up in a minute. But yeah, so it kind of, oh, it didn't actually meet up correctly, but it'll meet up more on this curve. Oh, I guess it turned off snapping. Okay, so it'll meet up more on the curve like that. Why is this giving me so much trouble here? Okay, game, keep up. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's gonna go in like that. So now we're gonna grab our tool here. We don't want people making turns over there, so we're just gonna do a Control S, Control S, and Control S. Actually, we're gonna need to do this one up here too because we didn't line these up. I don't usually do slip lanes like that. I usually do slip lanes where it all lines up. And actually, what we should do here while we're at it, there's probably not going to be a lot of traffic that's going to be doing this, but let's just add a turn lane. We're already here, already fixing up this intersection. It's not necessarily needed right now. It's just the right road. I kind of want to put a node in there. Let's put a node like right there. There we go. That doesn't look exactly right, but we can fix this up. So we'll just go down to custom, actually, to the bottom option. There we go. Yeah, that looks all right. Let's see if we straighten those up. We can always come back in here and add some lines in here as well. But I don't know how, I have that arrow going the wrong way. I don't know how this intersection is going to look in the end, so I'm going to kind of leave it for now. We're going to switch this to be a left only, left straight. Let's see, we probably have to redo that. Oh, oh, that's cool. I actually did not know that. You can cycle through. That's pretty neat. All right. So those are good. Those are good. So now we need to actually add. See, we're probably gonna have a lot of traffic turning left. We're gonna have a lot of traffic coming that way. So we're actually gonna make this side yield to them. This one is gonna yield to that main through traffic though, like that. And actually, while we're at it, I was trying to line this up a little bit better, but it's pretty well messed up. I mean, I could bring it down, but then those guys are gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna leave it. I was gonna line this intersection a little bit better, but there's really not much that we can do with that. So this is the main highway that comes in. I really like this little transition. I wasn't planning on using this 4-lane undivided road through here, but I like the way that this transitions down to that, so that's pretty cool. So it transitions down to that, and then eventually we just go back down to the regular highway. It's probably not going to stay like that forever, so that's why I haven't really done any line work. Oh yeah, a few things I changed. So trucks were going up these roads to get to over here and like the commercial and even all the way over to the industry. So I marked all these roads. I removed, trucks allowed. I did it on the upper node because there's all these commercial buildings. I added a double left here and a timed traffic light because what it would do is while it would keep traffic down, noise and traffic was going up on these streets. So as soon as I did that, there was a whole bunch of traffic that came down here and needed to turn left onto this road, which we did. We're gonna have to fix up this road. I really like these center turn lanes, like how they look, but they are a chore to take care of because you need to do the line tool. And the line tool, I haven't tried the cycle. But yeah, see, like the line tool just doesn't really get how this is supposed to work. Like, so you have to go in and draw for each one. Otherwise, they do stuff like this where they end up in the turn lane. Like they'll drive down the turn. It's a mess. It's a nice idea and everything, but yeah. So we have this rail line, we have this road that runs down here, and then we have a new way into this industry, which really did actually help traffic on this road. We are nearing 10,000 people now, which is pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I think we're gonna put the university over here. So I kind of want to continue this down, but I think we're gonna base the university off of this angle here. And I kind of want to start with building a university, but we'll do that in a minute. Where's my snapping getting turned off? I'm not really understanding why that is. So I don't know how exactly that's gonna end up with that train, the tracks like that. Yeah, we may have to bridge up and over or something. I don't know exactly yet, but so we're gonna I think we're gonna base off there. Maybe we could just bring off of this road, build some parking. Because we need to get some higher education going in this city. We also wouldn't be a bad idea to get some commercial going on the side of town. Maybe we could do a little bit of commercial. No, a little bit like right here on this little gap. I think that could look good. Maybe on this side as well. We'll do a couple smaller ones. Just give a little commercial in that area. I was kind of wanting to base it off of here, but I think we might just bring it off of here and then put some parking because I don't really want like the university traffic to end up on this side road here if we can help it. So yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna use, is it this road? No, it's this road. We're gonna use, we want to go darker. No, we're gonna use the lighter road. Okay. So we're gonna come off of here. We're actually gonna, I think, give it a good amount of parking. Let's actually come off closer to that intersection. And let's just have all the parking go off of there. Now, before I go too crazy with this side, I want to put in some parking so I know about how far and where it should be. These are all the old school parking. This is small. Do we want it to be like right on the edge? It's gonna look a little weird for the moment. Actually, that was just about perfect. Like I may knock this over just a little bit closer to that road, which is gonna really mess us up when we expand that road, but we can cross that bridge when we get there, so we can cross that road when we get there. There we go. So yeah, as soon as we put this in, there we go. Now we're good. Oh, actually, I forgot about that with this. Let me go back and grab that. Those are the smaller ones. There's not really a good. Yeah. So these have a weird tendency to do this, and I've yet to really find a good way other than to put the parking down and then just simply drag it into place. Because sometimes it'll snap right, sometimes it'll overlap, and sometimes it will just completely mess up. So let's get a little bit closer. I can always come back off camera and tidy these up because it is not wanting to be very helpful right now. And then by doing that, stop selecting that road. Thank you. We're going to drag this node in a little bit more. And then we're going to do a simple duplication of this. Why is that got, did I use the wrong road on it? There we go. So how many rows do we want to go with this? Yeah, I used the wrong road on those. Maybe 3 up? I mean, we have a good amount of space. And there is a good amount of students that usually go to those universities. So yeah, we'll do that. And then we're going to just do a Control C. And we're just going to kind of, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good enough. So we're going to do that. Yeah, I could have probably moved those over a little bit more. Do that now. Let's move this one. But yeah, I'll come back and fix that off camera because that is going to take some effort to get that done. We're going to move this one over a little bit. Okay. And then we can slap down our university over here. Now, I am worried about parking because I do have realistic parking turned on with the Presidential Edition mod, the Traffic Manager mod. All right. So yeah, that's kind of our first kind of suburban kind of development, I guess, because it's off the road. There's large parking. It's kind of got its own little piece of land that it's not sharing with anything else. So, I'm not sure. I kind of want to move everything a little bit closer. I may do that off camera, kind of mess with the placement. I think I got it a little too far off the road. I may add another row of parking, or I may just drag it closer to the road, because I think that would look a little bit better, especially in the setting that we're in now. But that should definitely help with the education need that we have. We are going to need more elementary school capacity. Should we just add? No, we don't really have room. I was going to just add another school onto here. But it may be time to build another elementary school, maybe out over here. That's something you'll definitely see in cities. Like they'll have very few high schools. They'll have a few middle schools, which this game does not have middle schools. And then usually quite a bit of elementary schools. You know, it's usually a pretty large amount of elementary schools throughout the city. So that's probably what we'll do. I don't know exactly where we would put it. I mean, we could maybe put it off of this road or something like that. But that's something that we can plan out at a later time. We could do with a few more workers. But this is coming along nice. I think this will look pretty good. have a little commercial in this area. Let's go ahead. I don't really want to put people here because they're probably going to get a little sick from being so close to the industry, but we might as well fill it in. Let's just fill it in. If it becomes an issue, we can remove them, but yeah, these guys unfortunately lived here, then got cut off by the railroad that came in and the industry that came into that area. So, do we want to build off of that main road? Not really. We're gonna do that, and do we want to keep? We're not gonna keep this. I don't like the way that looks. And then we're just gonna finish off at least until there, like that. So that'll give us a little bit more of housing, which will be pretty nice. That's looking pretty good. As you can see, everything kind of goes over the river, but then nothing really goes past that. This is going to go over. Oh yeah, this is the other thing over here. I built this little, small little town over here. It's got a few people in it. I haven't built a district yet, so maybe we can do that at a later point. But this is going to be a small little town that's probably going to eventually turn into a suburb of the city, but it's pretty far outside the city limits now. I mean, there is no commercial out here, which in fact we could probably give them just a little bit of commercial. To do that, I'm going to turn this into an actual road with sidewalks as it comes into town. We're not going to give them a lot, maybe 2 buildings of commercial. Let's go for more the middle of town. Okay, so this grid is kind of messed up here, but it's fine over here. So let's do 1 large there. And this grid is fine. So let's do a 3 there. So we'll give them just a little bit of commercial. That's probably all that little area could handle anyways. I mean, there's probably like, I don't know, what, 50 people here at like the most right now. We will build that grid out a little bit more. Again, it's not going to stay a grid. It's just kind of the downtown area of that suburb. If you see a lot of cities around major cities in the U.S. that were especially there before, like the car revolution and everything like that, they'll have their own little downtown. It won't be much, and it definitely won't compare to the main city, and you may not even notice it, but you'll definitely all of a sudden you'll see a grid or kind of more grid like somewhere in the middle of suburban sprawl. So it's pretty interesting to look at sometimes. Let's see. So this train station's good. I don't think we've had a single train come in yet, which is fine. We don't really have tourists. Yeah, we don't really have a use for that. We must be auto saving. We do have some of the offices. I did enable height restrictions in the city, so we don't get super tall office buildings, at least not yet. Well, we may at some later time, but just not quite ready for that yet. As you can see, this double turn lane's working. We are getting a little backup of traffic, but again, it's really nothing to get too crazy about. So, do we want to build a little bit more commercial along this road? Yeah, let's build just a little bit more down there. But yeah, pretty much all of these guys are gonna be going into town to work. Like, there's no jobs really out here. Do they even go anywhere? Some of them do. Yeah, as you can see, they have a drive. Like if they want anything, they gotta drive for it. So we may put a couple little industry buildings out here. It's just kind of a hub for that area. But if we can get um this road out, even if it curves down and connects out, like that could be a really substantial improvement to drive times, and it would give them another option into the city. But that is something for a later date. All right, so let's kind of work on this a little bit. So I'm gonna pretty much try to keep this road straight as possible for as long as possible, which it looks like to about in there. And then we're either gonna have to just end the road or follow train tracks. Maybe follow the train tracks. I think might be cool. All right. And then we're just gonna expand out this grid a little bit more. That road is gonna end there. This is going to go out to here. And this is going to go out to here. I'm just really trying to create jobs and grow this city pretty fast. I usually go for more of a slow and steady approach, but I'm just aggressively I want to build the city. I want to see what it's going to look like. Um, it's already turning out really good. I'm really impressed with how it's looking. So we'll put some housing there. We'll probably put some housing in this square. Might as well. I think we're good. But I definitely like building my cities to kind of have a natural evolution in them, just like a real city would. Um, buildings are going to get demolished, buildings are going to get replaced. It's all going to happen at some point. Um, and just kind of be able to watch it happen and see it happen. It's pretty cool. So that's what I like to do. That's kind of my building style. Not too impressed with this bridge. Like, I don't like how close the embankment is to the actual railroad tracks. We may shift this intersection back slightly, um, but I don't know yet. And we probably need to move these railroad tracks back a little bit. Maybe move these buildings back this way just a little bit. Um, but yeah, there's always a little touch-up things that we have to do. So we got that. We got that. And that's good. We got our university in, which I'm really happy with. It's really simple, no detailing really, just a parking lot and a university, but that's kind of what we needed at this time. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do around the train tracks, but we are gonna build a little bit of housing out here on the actual highway road. Uh, Probably sucks to be them, but maybe they were there before the highway, which would really make sense. Especially being around the railroad tracks and the train station. So I definitely want to do some more detailing around this train station. It's just literally a train track, a train station, just in the middle of a city block. Like, that's all it is. I haven't fully decided though what I want to do with it. Like, I don't know if I want to add some parking. We could add a park or two around it as well. In fact, you know what? Let's add a small playground. Small playground. Hopefully that'll fit in here. Oh yeah, it'll fit nicely. I think that'll actually be maybe a nice addition. I don't know. Having kids play at a playground right next to train tracks. Yeah, maybe not the best decision, but whatever. So we'll do that. That'll add some nice value to this area. I did change up this road a little bit, so it wasn't like super bad, but with this becoming more of a through road, as you can see, because it takes you all the way through town now, it just needed some turn lanes. So I added these turn lanes and I just had to bump up this baseball field a little bit and then just kind of readjust the fence, which I think still needs a little bit more adjusting anyways. It seemed to help out the traffic a lot. And then of course, timed traffic light. So this is our little graveyard area that we have. Really not too sure what to do with this bridge. I'm really not too sure what to do with the embankment, but we will find out. Now that we move this, actually, let's expand this side of town out a little bit. While we're at it here. So like that. And that dirt road that I built is actually where the next the next road of this grid would go. So, yeah. We will remove that little dirt road stub that's right there. And then we will give ourselves a little bit more housing. Now, you want to be really careful, especially if your infrastructure is not that great like ours, with putting down too much housing at once. As these build, people will move, and as people move in, they bring their cars into the city. I mean, if you have another mode of transportation like the airport or a good train station or a good bus network, they'll come in other ways. But the way I build, they will come in by car, and they will clog your streets really, really fast. So, all right, I think this is pretty good look right now. Is this road, is it on the same level? Find out if it's on the same level as here. No, it's a little bit lower, which I thought so. Don't know exactly. I think this bridge is going to be replaced. When we replace it, it's going to be replaced on the side, and I think it's going to be replaced with a 4-lane road. We're definitely going to need probably at least, at the minimum, some turn lanes here, if not some traffic lights. So I think we're getting into the more afternoon rush hour, possibly, or we're just getting some cargo shipments in. But again, traffic. I mean, yes, these are oranges and reds, but it's moving. Like that's the point. Like traffic that is gridlocked and not moving and nothing, it's just going to continually stack. But if you have heavy traffic but it moves, you're good. Like this is definitely acceptable, especially by an American city type standard. Like, yeah, traffic could be heavy, but hey, it moves, so it's not that bad. So I don't know. I don't think we're really gonna build anything along this train track here. We may put some um maybe a couple commercial buildings, but I think it's just gonna mainly be vacant land. Something I was kind of thinking of doing was removing this section of track that cuts around here, and then having a full Y here with a separate track that connects to both the this rail line and the one for the passenger train. Just have another spur that splits off and then connects back at a later time. This curve really saved us when it came to the pedestrian path. Now, I may cut this off and do a little bit of a less of a aggressive curve there. But that, I don't know. I do kind of like the way it looks. We're getting into night. So yeah, we were hitting the afternoon rush hour. Which again, you can see there's some traffic, but the light cycles clear it out. They hit the next light, they get cleared out, and then it just continues on until they get out of the city. So I'm really impressed with that. I don't know if we're gonna, build freeways yet. I don't know where. We have a nice little 7-Eleven over here, but oh, my concrete pad got removed. That was underneath it. Let's see, concrete. I really like these little pads. I've had these things for the longest time, and they've continued to still work. Here we go. Still work with the City Skylines for pretty much since I can remember playing this game. So stop auto saving. There we go. We'll just put down a nice little. It's not perfect, but it definitely adds and makes it look a lot better. I like this little building out here on the corner. It looks really good. We may need to up the turn lanes on there. Actually, didn't think that there was that many. What's going on over here? Yeah, see, they're doing this weird stuff. Did this? Yeah, see this intersection. I could have swore I went through and already did all these, but you got to go through and just draw everything out. Now, I did a U-turn there. That's to prevent them from using that. They can use it for a U-turn, so go ahead, but other than that, please don't use it, is kind of what I'm going for. Yeah, as you can see, it messes up your traffic. Things get all kerfuffled when you had these turn lanes in there. I could have swore I went down this whole thing already. Oh, I did. I guess I just didn't go the whole way. I missed the last two. Okay. But that should definitely help. I think that was part of the reason why this was backing up, which it's also because we have this housing that's getting built, and we have some housing over here that's getting built as well, which I think should get us close, if not push us over the 10,000 person limit, or not limit, population. So yeah, I'm really impressed with how this city's looking. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's looking really good at night too. Look at that. If you have any suggestions or anything that you think I should add or change, let me know. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.